everyone. I'd like to introduce my friend Amy. Amy is also a published author. Amy, would you tell us a little bit about who you are?
I am Amy. Nice to meet you. Who am I? That's a good question. I'm always changing. So at this point in time, okay, I'd say I am someone who's a third of the way through my first novel. And I'm also someone who's always evolving. And so from one week to the next, you have no idea who's going to be in front of you. I'm going to leave it at that. And then if we come around to that later on, I can probably tell you more. Right?
Okay. So, Amy, I have a question for you. Imagine a young adult walking into a bookstore. Young adult could be 20s, early 30s. Walk into a bookstore and open this book that we are collaborating. What type of story would you want to tell them about unconditional friendship and why?
I would say that I would tell them not to undervalue the friends that you're not so close with. The ones, yeah. And yeah, it's nice to have girlfriends or regular friends, but my story will probably be about the ones that you don't expect, the ones you don't see very often, and yet a lot of the time they are the biggest gifts in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Could you give us a little teaser about your chapter?
My chapter is about how the lessons I learned from being a lousy friend. Because that's what I consider myself. I'm a lousy friend. I'm not the go-to girl, okay, for regular go chit chat. And Chu, you would know that,
you're not a lousy friend to me.
Right? And also not to dismiss someone just because you don't have a lot in common. I think sometimes strangers see you better than your friends, and sometimes strangers know what's better for you than your friends do, because your friends are too afraid of losing you in order to be in your good books, and so they won't tell you the truth. Or they're too vested in being your friend to tell you the truth because they're afraid it might hurt you. But then on the other hand, there are these strangers, man, when they see you, and I tell you, it's in the book, all right?
Okay.
I talk about these people whom I meet whom I only see maybe, I didn't even make a date. I happen to see them at happy hour and we're in the same place. And then one day they give you a birthday present that changes your lives. And your friends who've been friends with you for dozens of years haven't even seen you. About that.
Wow. I can't wait for everybody to read it.
You read it. What are you talking about? You've read it.
No, I read it, but I can't wait for everyone else to read a chapter. Yeah, cool.
Okay. And then
all right.
I think that's important. I think that we think that we put too much value sometimes, or we put too much value in the friends who we hang out together. And we watch too much Hollywood. And we have some unrealistic idea of what friendship is. And so because of that, and that portrayal of friendship on Hollywood is made for mass consumption, so they don't think about how really in real life, you want friendships to be like going to a Disney World, and it's not like that, and it doesn't have to be like that, and it doesn't mean that just because it's not like that, that's not called friendship.
Right, so true. Yeah, because when I read your chapter, I learned a lot of lessons from it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wish I knew.
Painful for me to learn that, but I'm glad someone is benefiting from it.
Yeah. Even I'm not a young adult.
Well, at that time, I didn't know, because I was in so much pain and still looking for belonging and for friendship that I deliberately not see who I was friends with, who I'm not with, and allowed that to happen to me. And so when the sabotage happens, or when you get dropped, because you don't fulfill a function anymore, then you're like, what happened? Right? But it was necessary, right? Because how else are you going to find out about that?
Yeah.
So I was going to say, we're talking about real friendships here, not the kind you watch on TV. Okay.
Yep. Cool. So Amy's chapter is nonfiction. So our book, we're gonna have both fiction and nonfiction, and the fictions are based on, our true stories. Yeah.
Yes.
So cool. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
You're
And
welcome. Thanks, Chu. Bye.
bye.